Well, let's see here. Good afternoon, everybody. Do my sound check like normal. Do my sound check. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let's see. Good afternoon. All right. We have sound. We are live and on. That makes me feel good. From the title, you can see we're going to work on a Tiffany box. I still haven't figured out how to get my camera to not do upside down. Still have to figure that out. As you come in, say hello. Good day. Good day to see you. I'm hopeful that today's video will be a quick and easy one, but it'll depend on the questions and comments and all the like. We're going to make a Tiffany box today, a couple of them. It is holiday season, and so this is going to be a really quick, fun, I say quick, I hope it is, fun video to do with some 12 by 12 cardstock paper. 12 by 12 cardstock paper. Hello. Thank you for the like. Come on in and say hello and give me a thumbs up so I can increase my algorithms. All right. So I have a couple of pieces of 12 by 12 paper that is close as I can get it to the Tiffany blue. Close as it can be to the Tiffany blue. Why do we keep going in and out? There we go. Sorry about that. Close as that we can get it to the Tiffany blue, and we are going to make some Tiffany boxes. Now it's holiday season. It's Christmas time coming up. So you will want to be able to use these boxes for anything. You can make them the way that we're making them today, but you can use this for almost any project that you want. I'm going to do this without using a machine. Of course, you could do this on your scoring machine, but I'm going to, on your Cricut or on a scoring board, I'm going to try to do this so that those of you who do not have the Silhouette or the Cricut will be able to create this at home. And if you don't have a score pal, you can do it without the score pal. You just need to measure out everything manually. So what we're going to do to make this first 4x4 box. Hello, Miss Rowe. How are you? Happy Sunday to you. What we're going to do to make our first 4x4 box. I want my sides to be 4 inches tall, and I want the base of the box to be 4 inches. So on a 12 by 12 piece of paper, this is good. We don't have to cut this one. We're going to come in and we're going to go to the 4, and we're going to score down the 4 line to the bottom. I'm going to rotate my paper and go again to the 4 inch and score down. Rotate again at 4 and score. And then do our last corner, rotate at 4 and score. So now you will have a piece of paper that looks like this. Can you see the score lines? Let's see, in here. You can see the score lines across here. Making sure you can see that. Okay. So what we're going to do before we cut, I like to score and fold my score lines before cutting any of the lines down. So now we're just going to fold on all those score lines. We'll flip it again. This will use your bone folder or something to get your real good crease. This is a bone folder that I picked up off of Spellbinder. This website, it was like $2 or something on clearance. So fold to get yourselves real good creases in your lines, right? All right, so this is the base of what our box will look like. Now we need to cut up along the line so that we can actually fold our box up. And what I'm going to do is just cut inside of 4 of the score lines in the core of the score and go right to the bend. Don't cut too deep because you'll make a hole in the bottom of your box. So go right to the bend of the board there. Hey, Sue Moon, good to see you, hon. We're going to do this on this side too. These boxes, you can make them any size you want. You don't have to buy boxes anymore. Get you some strong cardstock and make your own boxes. So see how that will be? It's one side, 4 inches tall. We'll go to the opposite side and we'll cut again and do the same thing. I have had an interesting day already. And I am glad to be here with y'all. I wish that I could tell you how glad I am to not be out in the world today, because the world is different here in my little city with all that's hit the news in the last 8 hours. So I'm going to be in my basement away from people all day. No peopling for me today. No peopling. Being in my own little space. Look at how that box will box up. See how that'll work? All right. Now, what I want to do, because I don't want my box to be that thick, I am going to cut half of this down. And you can just eyeball it. You don't have to do a perfect measurement, but I'm going to cut about half of this down on each one of these little flaps. Okay? I'm cutting half of this on each one of the little flaps, and I'm going to give it a little trim. There's a name for this to make it fit inside. This will give us a cleaner look on the inside of our box. It'll close it in better. Can you see that? So I cut half of it down on each side, and then I gave it a little snip through there. Miter. I mitered it right there. That's called a miter cut. So that when we fold it up, it will fit better. I'm going to do the exact same on the opposite side. I'm going to cut half of the excess paper. We don't need all this paper. Cut half of it on each side. And then I'm going to miter the inner corner so that it fits better when we glue this box together or tape it together. And miter this corner so that it tapes better together. All right. Now, you could give it a little miter corner at the top as well. It kind of helps give you a sight on how to fold, makes it look better. I just think when you miter your corners, the parts that are going to fold in, they look better when you put them together. Okay, so we have our box. This is how easy this is. Take your tape now, and we're going to tape both of the flaps. This is a double-sided tape. It's really good art craft tape. I like it. I really like this one. It's a double-sided tape. All right, and here's a trick. Make sure that you get your corner nice and even. You want to make sure you get a 90-degree corner on there, so pair that up nice and even, okay? And do the same. Just rinse and repeat on the same side. Making sure that you get your corner. So all we did was pair up where our fold lines were, our score lines. We pair those up inside. You can see how that looks inside the box. It's much less bulk than what it was before. And just use your bone folder or something to make sure that your tape gets good adhesion on the inside of the box. I'm going to snip this one a little bit more so that it doesn't overlap onto the other side. All right. I'm rinsing and repeating the same thing. I'm getting a good corner that helps my box sit even and making sure that it's the right 45-degree angle. I think I said 90 earlier, but a good 45-degree angle in there. And then, of course, press inside to make sure that it gets a good sticking down. All right. That's the Tiffany box at the beginning, right? Now, I picked up this foam from the Dollar Tree. Let me clean up some of my excess paper over here. I'm going to throw this all out. We're going to make a couple of boxes. I'm going to show you how to do this box without a lid, and we're going to stuff it with roses. I'm going to show you how to do a box with a lid so that you can do your gifts. And we should be, then we'll call it a day, and we'll be good to go. All right, so I picked up this foam from the Dollar Tree. And this is just the Floral Foam. We're going to put it down inside of our box like this. Yep. Now what I'm going to do is, I could do some hot glue on the bottom. Let's see if this tape will work. No, that doesn't work. That was a horrible idea. Don't do that. Don't try that at home. That doesn't work. What am I going to do to glue this down? Because my hot glue gun is not on. Okay, we're almost there. So we're going to put some glue on the bottom of the box here. This might not. I didn't plug up my hot glue gun. I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't think I would need that. But if this doesn't work, I will put the hot glue gun together. All right. And I picked these roses, this bundle of roses up from the Dollar Tree. They were the bundle of white roses. How's that? Is that better? Yeah, that's better. I picked this bundle of white roses up from the Dollar Tree. And I got 4 bundles and I've already snipped them off. So from here, what we're going to do is just stick these into our box so that we have, I don't like that, it's too tall, so I'm going to snip them off again. We're just going to I just cut them off the base, but I don't want, you want them to just sit right at, you want the flower to be right inside of the base. You don't want it to stand too tall. You can snip it a little bit more on this one. It's easier to pull it up out of the box than it is to have it too tall sticking from. That looks much better. And we're just going to keep doing that for all of these while we talk. Make sure you pull your flower base all the way up and just start sticking your flowers in. That one's way too tall again. Sticking your flowers in to the, this is going to be so cute. Cute little box here. How are things going for you guys this week? I hope you've had a successful week. Like I said, I am not peopling today. I am staying at home because it is too much drama going out there. So I'm not getting out involved in it because I know I talk too much. I'll say something I probably will regret later. I'm going to just stay at home and not get involved. And it's political drama too. How are we looking? Oh, that's so cute. Yes, you guys. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'll go a little faster. I may not need all of these roses that I have pre-cut. I may only need like half of it. I cut 3 bundles down so far. And we may not need all of them because we just want to fill it into, yeah, that's looking good. We just want to fill it in like that. So let's see. I should have counted how many I used thus far. You don't want it to be too thick with your roses. You want it to have a kind of a nice even look. So I've done 3 and 3, and it looks like I've done 4 rows thus far. 3 rows, 1, 2, 3 rows. So 12, 3 and 3, 9 roses. 9, is that what we've done here? Oh, yeah. That's cool. And these are the little Dollar Tree roses. If you want to pick up roses when they're on sale at Hobby Lobby, you might have a better bulb to work with. But this one is nice. I am going to plug up my glue gun because I do need it after all. So let me get that going. Let's get this going. Okay. So now the Tiffany box has ribbon that runs around it. So we're going to run this ribbon, and we could have done this before we put our roses in there. Let's see. We can actually take this out and let's run our ribbon in there. All right. And we'll take those to the side and we'll do our ribbon first. Okay. So crafting together, as you do this stuff, easier ways come to mind. Easier ways come to mind as you're crafting. And I think that's one of the things that I enjoy most about just crafting on the fly, because it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be. We're going to pre-measure about that amount. I probably waste a lot of craft material by not measuring ahead of time, but I like to craft this way. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Are you guys crafting on anything? Talk to me in the comments. You seem quiet today. What's on your mind? Is your mind heavy? What's going on today? Y'all talk to me. All right. So now we're going to bring this in. My glue gun is not quite warm yet. Hello, Miss Charmaine. Good to see you. Good to see you. I know, I'm sorry. YouTube is sometimes they trip with the notifications, but if it helps, my goal is to get on every Sunday at 1. And I love it when you guys join me. That goal is to be on every Sunday at 1, at least for a half an hour. It's been averaging about an hour, but at least for a half an hour. So today we're making a Tiffany box with roses, and I've already shown how we do the box, but don't worry, I'm going to show how to do another box with a lid after we get this portion done. So right now I'm just running my ribbon around the box as such, and we will glue the inside of this ribbon on the box using a little hot glue. You can see I'd already stuck my foam in there, and then I realized it would be easier to run the ribbon without the foam in the way. So I'm glad you made it, though. I'm glad you made it, sis. I am so glad you made it. And we're going to glue the other side. This is so easy, you guys. And think about this. You could do this in any color that you want. And it's just a little custom gift that you could put a little chocolate or something on inside of it, even if you wanted to do something different than flowers. And just a little I love you kind of gift to a person to let them know you were thinking about them. Or to, you could do with mirrors or anything. You could just let your mind run wild on this type of project and gift it to a person. Oh, shucks. Yes, look at that. And you can put a logo across there, just any little thing if you wanted to, a little stamp that says, I love you on the front of it. Something as cute as that. That's the Tiffany box with the roses out of it. I got this little one's kind of crooked, so I'd have to glue that down so that it's not crooked. So that's the one with the roses out of it, okay? We're going to set this aside. I love how that looks. That's so cute. Now I'm going to show you how to do one with a lid. Let me get these roses out of the way over here. Get my glue gun out of the way. Bring this back. I need this. I'm going to show you how to do one now with a lid, okay? We're going to make a lid. So when you make a box with a lid, in order for the box to fit the lid properly, you will want to take just a smidget of paper off the side. So if we're doing this, so we're going to make it a 4x4 size box again, all right? And if we're making a 12x12 piece of paper to make it a 4x4 box, because it's going to be 4 inches tall, 4-inch base, we will want to take just a smidget. So if you can see, I'll bring the camera down. If you can see here, I am going to line this up right on this little line right here, which is not full inch, but it is enough to make my box a little bit smaller than the lid. And I'm going to cut that off. Right? And you have to do that on 2 sides. Look at how small that is. I just cut off maybe 1/16 or Yeah, about 1/16 of an inch on the paper. And you have to do that on 2 sides in order to make this work properly. So line that up again. Make sure that your paper is even. Otherwise, your box won't be squared right. Make sure you're even at the top and the bottom. And cut that slither off again. Okay, so cut these 2 little pieces off on 2 sides. And take you back out. Does that help? All right. So this is key to get your box to fit the lid and to fit the base. The base, so this is our base. It's going to be just a little bit smaller than our lid. But from this point, we'll do again. We'll come in at 4. Rotate the paper. We'll come in at 4 again. Rotate the paper. I'm going to come in at 4. And do my last side. Balance even and cut at 4. Okay. So this is the base of the box. We're going to do everything exactly like we just did for the 4x4 box that we created. Except for we're going to make a lid for it. Cut my sides. I like to do these first. I'm sorry. Let's do that. Let's fold these. It's just easier when you do them all at once instead of doing them separate like we did before. All right. Now the lid is going to be uniquely different. So I want you to, I'm going to try to go slow when we do the lid, but let's finish our base. 4x4. This is going to be a 4x4 size box, but you can make it again. You can do your measurements to make it any size that you want, and I'm going to try to walk you through that as well. I'm going to cut it in half here and miter my sides. Cut it in half. Miter my sides. Cut it in half. I literally talk to myself like this because I can get going so fast on craft projects that I miss steps, and then afterwards I'm like, crap, I wanted to do this before I did that. So sometimes I have to talk to myself. And I will answer myself too. And I yell at myself like, that was stupid, Sharon. Okay. So remember, our base of our box is exactly the same as we've done before. Glue down and square your corners up, 45-degree angles, good 45-degree angles, and glue them, stick these down. You want to make sure that those are good 45-degree angles so your box sits level and even. Do the same on this side. And 45-degree angle. And rinse and repeat over here. 45-degree angle. Okay. All right. So that I have this grit on my desk from that. Let me get a paper towel. I can't stand that grit from those foam things. Get a baby wipe and wipe that down. All right. This stuff is gritty. I'm sorry, it was aggravating me. Small things matter. Hi, Beverly. How are you? Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Okay. So we have the base of our box. You see, this is how we made it the last one, right? They're exactly the same size. We put our roses in this one. This is the base. Now we're going to make a lid for this one because, hey, if you want to give away a gift, maybe you don't want to stuff roses inside of it. Maybe you want to put a candle or a Bath and Body candle inside of it. Something that you can give as an extra little I love you type of gift. So what we're going to do now, keeping in mind that is that dry? Almost. Let it dry, let it dry. Let it dry, let it dry. All right. So we're going to take another piece of paper. You can do it in a different color if you want to. We are remembering that our box is 4 by 4. We do not want our size of our lid to be the same size of the box. So let's do some math, right? Here we go. Now I'm doing this without using a machine. For those of you that don't have machines, you can know that you can create these boxes without having machines. So if our box is a 4 by 4 box and we need a 4-inch lid, we know for the top. And then if we want an inch on the side, right? If we want our lip of the box to come down 1 inch, so we would have 1 inch on each side, but we only need to keep track of 2. So that would be 6. We would need a piece of paper that would be 6 by 6. That's what we would need to get a 1-inch side on the 1-inch box on the side, 4-inch on the top. However, I want to do like the Tiffany box does and make the interior of my box have a nice rim on the side. So I'm going to add another inch, which means that I need a 6 by 8 piece of paper cut. Follow me. I hope I'm not losing you. Trust me on this. Just follow me. To get this 4 by 4 box lid with a 1-inch side, double folded, I want a 6 by 8 piece of paper. So I am going to bring in my 12 by 12 piece of paper. And I am going to cut down. We said a 6 by 8. I'm going to cut 8 inches, making sure that I'm even at the top. So always make sure you're even at your top so that you don't cut a cricket size piece of paper. I'm going to put that to the side, and then I need this side to be 6 inches. Wait. No. Is that what I want? 8 inches. I need 8 by 8. I think I almost messed up, you guys. Yeah, I need an 8 by 8 piece of paper because I want 2 inches on each side so that I can fold it up. 2 and 2 is 4. 4 in the middle, yes. Okay, 8 by 8. Y'all help me out now. Don't let me mess up. Y'all holler out loud and let me know. No, Sharon, no. Okay, so I have my 8 by 8 piece of paper. This is going to be my lid. And if I calculated this right, it should work out fair. Okay, so I'm bringing in my score buddy. And here I'm going to score at 1 inch and 2 inch. I'll rotate my paper and I'll score at 1 inch and at 2 inches. Again, rotate 1 and 2. And for me, it's easy to just rotate the paper instead of trying to come back 8 to 6, but you could do it that way if you wanted to. So now you see that my box will fit right inside of there. I have it the way that, yes, it's correct. So it's an 8 by 8 piece of paper to fit this right. Okay, so what are we doing? You see all these score lines? We're in score line heaven now, aren't we? We're in score line heaven. What we need to do now, because we are going to fold these, let's go ahead and fold and varnish all of our score lines. Stick with me, you guys. I know it can be complicated, and I hope I'm not under-explaining or over-explaining, but stick with me. We're going to have a beautiful lid to put on our box here. And again, you can make this any size. Just remember, when you want to make your box, your lid, you want to know what the base of your box is and how deep you want your lid to go down on the box. Y'all quiet today in the comment sections. Okay, so we have our box. We have all our score lines. Now what I want to do is I need to keep this lip, but I need to get rid of all of these. All right. I want to keep this square and I want to get rid of all of these. Here's what I mean. I want to cut all the way down to make that a flap. I'm going to cut this side all the way down and make that a flap, but I want this out and this one out. So now I have a little fold flap to make my box. Remember when we made the flaps inside of here, these flaps? This is the same flap that I have on here. Don't worry, I've got more to show you. So again, I'm going to do it on this side. I'm going to cut down to the score line. I'm going to cut this flap and I'll get rid of these two. And I'll get rid of that one. So now when I fold that, that's how that'll look to make my box. Does that make sense? I got my score. I think I got my score pal from off of Amazon, but you can find them at Hobby Lobby, at Joann Fabric, anywhere that you can buy craft supplies that usually have them. So again, we're going to cut this side out. We're going to cut this and repeat it. Just these corners, right? And we're going to go down, cut down two, cut down two, cut that side and this side. Hi, Karen. All right, let's do again on this side. I like to do the flaps where they are face even of each other, but you could do either side just as long as you don't cut it off, right? So you just want to make sure that you don't cut the flap off. And here and cut there. All right, there's our flap. Now let's talk. I'm going to try to slow down. All right, I'm going to slow this down and let's see. What I want to do is when we glue this together, here's our goal. We're going to glue this together on the sides, and this will make our box have a nice clean lip inside of there. So normally if I'd have just left this edge, it'd have given me a rough edge, and this would have been folded up like that with my rough edge showing. But because I put this extra inch on it, I now will be able to fold this in and have a really nice, pretty edge on my box. So that's why instead of doing a 6x6 box lid, I'm doing I used an 8x8 piece of paper and I scored it 1 inch and 1 inch so that I could have a nice finish on my box. But before we fold it, we want to miter these edges so that our lid will close better. Okay. So miter your edges so that your lid will close better. Let me get my smaller scissors. It works better with these little, and I miter my edge here. Again, the miters just help your product your paper product come together better when you create it. Right? Miter, miter, miter this one. And just try not to snip too deep into your part to the paper portion that you don't want on your lines to be cut, and miter your edges. They fold together much better when you get rid of some of the excess bulk that will be there. Miter and one more. Oh, we got this one too. This just helps it fold together better. All right. Clean up as you go. Everybody clean up, clean up, clean up. All right, so see how that looks? This is our box lid. And now we're going to do just what we did before. We're going to start taping everything down with our craft double-sided tape. Some people use tear and tape. I think this works just all the same. I just use tape, the double-sided tape. And I run it along the inside of your flap and the inside of this flap. So fold this flap in because this is going to glue onto the inside of here. And this one will glue. What's wrong there? Am I out of glue? Yeah. Oh, that one's empty. Okay. Keep another one here. All right. So now, again, we're going to take our box. I'm going to trim that. I see I didn't cut that one right on the fold here. Let me trim this little edge off. There we go. I'll fold much better. So we're going to take our box and we're going to fold the corner in. Let me bring you down a little bit. Folding in. Folding in on this corner. Making sure that we get a 45-degree angle. Right? We've got our glutes in and we're going to fold it in again on this side. And then on our last corner here, making sure we got a 45-degree angle. The paperweight that I'm using for this particular one is 65. However, you can use whatever size you want, but this is a 65 paperweight. I like to use for the base, I really like to use 110 paperweight, and then for the lid, you can go much lighter. Or if you, I don't have, they don't sell this in 110 in this Tiffany color. So what you could also do is cut a square to put in the bottom to make it stronger. Or you could put squares, cut squares to put inside of your box to make it stronger as well. Now we want to fold our flaps over. And look at how clean that box lid looks. Varnish everything down with our bone folder. Look at how clean that looks. Doesn't that look much better than having a rough edge? Okay. And if we did it right, our box should fit just like that. What do you think? Tell me what you think. And now, if you wanted to really Tiffany it, you could do again and come in with your ribbon. So remember, the trick is, like on this one, it's a 12 by 12 piece of paper, but on two sides, the two sides that butt up in the corner, I cut a sliver of them off. That helps your lid fit it better. And then on the lid, we did the special sizing to make it work. So there's my two projects. This is the box with the lid, and this is the Tiffany box with just the little ribbon on it. Not quite centered there, but that's a Tiffany box with a little ribbon on it. Now, what I will do, thank you. I'm glad you like that. What I will do is let's do one box that's not a 12 by 12 piece of paper. Let's work on one that we actually have to resize it. So let's say your gift is not a perfect size. Your gift is not a perfect size. Let's say your gift box is a 6. Oh, let me bring you out here so you can see what I'm doing. Let's say your gift is going to be a 6 by 4. A 6 by 4 size box, right? So if you need a 6 by 4 size box, your first question that you want to ask yourself, all right, if our box is 6 by 4, what size base do you want? And how tall do you want your sides? If I want a 6 by 4 box, base, and I want to have, what do I want my base to be? Let's make it easy. I don't want to make it hard for you. So I want a 5-inch square base, right? 5-inch square base, and I want 3 inches on each side of the base. So my bottom, this part will be 5 inches, and then the height on the base will be 3. So that means that I need 3. My light went out. That means that I need 3 and 3. So it's going to be 6, because you always double the sides, right? You just cut it for 2 sides. 6 by 5. Is that right? I think that's right. I want my base to be 5, and I want 3 inches on each side. So 3, 3, 3, and 3. I see how this is how I math this out in my head. The math better math. If the math ain't mathing, it won't be right. Maybe this isn't something I should have done on here, but okay. Let's look. So if I look at my box and I say I want it to be a 5-inch base with 3 on each side, that's 8 by 8.
From expeditionportal.com.
Alexa, stop. I don't know how she just popped on. So I'm going to do an 8 by 8 piece of paper. You guys follow how I did that, because let me make sure I show you, understand what it is. We'll be saving the video on my playlist. Okay. So I want my base to be 5, and I want each sides to be 3. So that's going to make it 8. And in order for me to make it a square, because that's what I want it to be, a square, so it'll be 8 by 8 size piece of paper. I made that as simple as I could get it as I'm working through the math. So 8 by 8 size piece of paper. All right. So there's my square. I'm no longer at a 12 by 12. And I'm going to make this an 8 by 8. But again, if I wanted to make a lid for it, I would cut a smidge of it off on 2 sides, just a little smidge of it off on 2 sides, as long as your smidge is the same everywhere. And remember, I only cut about 1/16 of an inch off of there on 2 sides at the same corner. So you want it to be on where the corners pair up, that you cut the sides off. I'm hoping that we get this right. If this doesn't come out right, y'all don't judge me, because my square is looking awful small to get a 5-inch. 1, 2, 3, score, flip it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's not going to be a 5-inch base on the bottom of there. I can tell that right now. What did I do wrong? I did something wrong, but let's carry on. Let's see what happens. We'll give us a 2-inch. Let's give us a 2-inch side. I want to do it right for you guys. I'm going to do a 2-inch side. Let's see what let's just follow out and see what it measures out to be. I can tell though from the piece of paper, it's awful small, that it's not going to be a 5-inch square at the bottom. It looks like it's more of a 2-inch square. I may have cut it just an inch too short, but we'll see. I think this Tiffany paper, yeah, it would look wonderful with bling on it. We will. We'll bling this one. So I think this Tiffany paper right here, what it cost me, like 50 cents or something. So we're not really wasting money, but I know that the size of my base is not the right size. If I take my ruler and measure this, it's a 4-inch base. That's all right. So I probably should have done a 9 by 9 to get it 3, and I'm going to figure that out. Anyway, I do my math on these. This is how you can determine what to do. But this one makes our base a little smaller, or our box sides a little smaller than the for that we've done before, because your gift might not be as big as the other items. So you may not need the entire large box to do your project with, right? As you're making your boxes, you can size your boxes the way that you want. You can decorate them the way that you want, and you can give somebody a special gift that you can't just pick up anywhere else. That's the one thing that I like about doing custom gifts, is that it is something that an individual would not be able to find anywhere else, because you have made it for them. And let's say they could buy this box. I mean, you can buy boxes anywhere, right? At the Dollar Tree, wherever you want. But you can do this box in the colors that you want. You can do it, you can bling it out. You don't have to bling it out. You can, oh yeah, that's cute. You can absolutely use anything you want to make this your own. Put their name on it. You know, I tell you guys all the time that people love to see their name on things. So like with your Cricut machine or with a stamp set, you can stamp set this out and put somebody's name on it to make it their personal gift. It's especially good to have the ability to put names on gifts when people have hard to spell, uniquely spelled names. My daughter's name is Tiana, but it's not spelled like the normal average way that Tiana is spelled. And so she never can go into any of those stores and find her name. And this would be a great way to put a name on, to personalize her name. So see how rough these edges are around here? If I wanted to, I could make this my box lid. Right? It's a little tight because it's not quite 4 inches, but we'll get it. If I wanted to, I could make that my box lid, right? But the edges aren't as clean as the edges on this box lid. Can you guys see that? But look at how that fits on it. Now we've made another size for that. Ooh, don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. Today we making boxes. We making boxes. Okay, so we're going to leave this like this. Oh, thank you, honey. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. We're going to make this little box just like this. Let's bling it out. I want to show you something. I'm going to take my mic off for a second and go get some paper. I'll be right back because I just thought of something that we can do, which I hadn't thought of before. All right. We're working without machines today. Normally you guys see me have these items pre-cut and we have machines ready to go, but today we're going to do them without machines. And so look at, this paper is double-sided. How fun is that? We're going to cut this down. This green, I'm going to cut this a 4-inch square because that's the size of our box, right? So I'm going to go just a little inside of 4 inches. Make sure that I'm pushed up to the top. Bring it in, bring it down so you can see. I'm going, what is this? 3 7/8 or 9/16 or some number. I don't know. I can't read those things. 3 15/16. That's what it is. 3 15/16. I'm cutting. And I'm going to cut at it again with 3 15/16. I literally have to keep a little paper in front of me that tells me what these score lines are because I'm not good at reading a tape measure, which could be shocking for some considering how much I love to do crafts, all kind of crafts. I love to construct. I love to do work with power tools and all, but I know my limitations, so I keep tools around me. You don't have to memorize everything if you have your tools with you. Look at how that works with that box, right? Imagine doing that for all of your sides, decorating your sides out that way. Let's put a, will that be pretty? No, I don't like that. Okay, so we're going to put, I'm just using tape, but you can use glue. You can use whatever adhesive you want to use to get it to stick down. We just elevated that box. See that? We just elevated that box lid. Simple elevation. Simple elevation. We're going to do one more. I'm going to show you guys something else. I'm going to go all the way out here crazy. Hold on a minute. Let me get another piece of paper. Let me entertain you. Let me entertain you. All right. Yes, here we go. So I picked this packet up of, this is 6x6 cardstock. I think I got this from Joann Fabrics. Look at the shininess of this paper. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I love it. Isn't that adorable? This is not a sponsored video, but if you're looking for some unique paper, because this one's got that chunky glitter on it, try this paper packet from Joann Fabrics. So I think let's use this one. Is that doing too much? Yeah, that's doing too much. Okay, we'll use the glitter. We'll use the glitter one. And what we're going to do, we know that our box is a 4-inch box. So we're going to cut on the 6, what are we going to cut on? We are going to measure at the same line. I'm going to do the 16th line on this one. Oh, I should have cut that hole off of there first. It's all right. We'll make it work. I should have done that though. I should have cut the hole off. Okay, so we're doing the same line. And now I'm going to take another piece of paper here. And this one I'm going to cut at 3.5. Yeah, I'm going to cut this one at 3.5. Making sure we're measured up at the top. And then 3.5 to make it a 3.5 square. Get rid of the excess. Get this out of the way. I wish I had thought about cutting that hole out first. But okay. It's a hole for love. That's so silly. I wish I had thought about that. I didn't. But look at how you can layer your products, your project, just by knowing your measurements and cutting them for your boxes. And you can decorate this. Put it on there evenly. Try to get it even. Bring our box back in. And now we can put that on top of that. We just bling that box up just a little bit, except for my little hole that I have there. But y'all forgive me for that one, okay? I didn't even think about that when I was laying it to cut it. I should have cut the piece of hole off first and then bling it out. There we go. And if we want to be real extra, we can cut another 4x4. Thank you, Karen. What hole exactly? Let's cut another 4x4 piece, and this one's we want it to be just a little bit under 4x4, so we can drop that inside. And not only will it, okay, we need to cut it down the side too. Not only will this give our product some stability, it will, or it'll decorate the bottom and give our little box some stability. Right? And drop that right inside of there. Tell me y'all can't be creative with these boxes for holiday time now. Come on. Come on. You can make them larger. You can make them smaller. Put a bow or a gem on that and you... I got you. I got you, Karen. Thank you. Come through. Save the day for me. We're going to put a little diamond bling right there on top of that. Or a little bow. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to do that right now. Y'all watch me. This is how I work. All right. So we're going to make us a little thin bow right now. Just because Karen came through with a great idea. I'm telling y'all, we are partnership on this YouTube channel, Classy Shade Designs. Right here, we work together on Sundays. I try to log on, like I said earlier, at 1. It's my time. I try to come in and spend some time with you guys for at least an hour, or at most an hour. It could be less depending on what we have to do and how many questions we ask, but at most an hour, because I know that you all have things to do and I love being with you on Sunday, but I also have to get back to being a wife, a mom, all that. They would love for me not to be down here all day. Or maybe some days they like when I'm down here because then I ain't upstairs fussing about cleaning up. How many mothers are like that? Y'all be fussing about cleaning up? It's a dreadful Sunday cleaning. When I was a kid, I used to be like, why is mama always fussing about us cleaning up? And now I get it. I get it. All right, we made a little bow. I'm going to cut my... Let's see if I squeeze and cut this way. We'll have some little edges. And squeeze. And cut that off. Give me some little edges. And oh, Karen, come through, sis. Come through. Look at how you helped me. He's up there right now cooking breakfast. He's up there right now. You know that's what he loves to do on Sunday. So he's up there right now getting it ready. For those of you who are watching us for the first time, my husband loves to cook the same traditional breakfast every single Sunday. Every Sunday he cooks the same thing. He's a night shift. He's a night owl, so he gets up late on Sunday to prepare. And I come down and do our little craft together. And then by the time I'm done at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, he'll have his brunch or breakfast ready to eat. I eat. For me, he makes 1 piece of toast and 3 turkey sausage links. And for him, he makes a whole bunch of pancakes. For my daughter, he makes 2 pancakes and sausage links. I'm not big on gluten, so I try not to eat that pancakes and stuff as much. The toast, though, when it's toasted, it doesn't bother my stomach as bad as it does when it's not. Look at our gifts today, you guys. Look at our boxes. What do you think? This turned out so pretty. I just love it. Karen, thank you for the idea of putting the, let me bring us out here. Bring us in. There we go. Thank you for the idea of putting the little bow on it. I just love it. And the inside of the box has a little decoration. And here, this box is 4x3 inch side. And this box is 4x4. Or I'm sorry, this is 4x2, I think is what I ended up doing. This is 4x2. And this is a 4x4. Our lid fits on both. Simply adorable. There are our Tiffany boxes. There are our Tiffany boxes. Thank you guys for watching with me today. I will try to come back next Sunday. If you have something that you want to see particularly, why don't you give me, let me know in the comments section on the replay of the video, because I'll lose all of our comments here. and I will definitely try to create a look or see if I can find a way to create a look that's inexpensive yet fun and easy for us on our live. Our floral Tiffany box with the roses, our box with 2 lids if you want to, but you absolutely can make another lid. And look how cute we blinged this up and made it its own little project, its own little step up above that fast. I hope you had fun watching today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you next week at 1 o'clock. Until then, stay classy. Goodbye, you guys.